Contact groups. The CRM contains essentially unlimited groups, but there are certainly different kind of groups, and we're gonna study on this training the generic contact groups. You can access them by clicking the group here or group manager. The groups here or group manager is the same. So we're gonna click groups, and as you can see, we have one-click groups, we have memorized groups, on-the-fly groups, to-do groups, and here is a different type of group. This is agent assigned groups. So potential is to assign if you had more than one person accessing the program, you would want to well, maybe assign certain contacts to that person. So let's try to study just a little bit the surface of these groups. First, we find that we have here one-click groups, very useful type of groups. You have these labels. These labels can be changed in the setup. So for example, even though here we have something that is useful as it is right now, but we can go to the setup parameters right here, and you can see you can change the ones for telemarketing, the ones for one-click group also, I mean another block of 20 and the main block of 20. Okay, so you can change all that. We have it, so let's go again to the group, and so we have here the telemarketing group and another secondary group here. So essentially, if this person is an active client, I may want to click here to mark it as an active client. Okay, if this person is the other one, this one is a lead, I will mark it as a lead. This one I'm gonna mark it as a lead too. This one I'm gonna mark it as a client. It will be possible also to mark a group. So for example, if I select a group just by clicking the A again, and so I have all these 36, I can say, if I go to the groups, this one is also a group that is in the user defined fields. Is the same group, only that is here as an kind of an add-on, and this one is a groups manager because I have other type of groups. So anyway, either one, I could click set and mark them all as active clients if I want selected, as you can see here. So I marked 36 in this group. So from here I can do many things. I can tally the group and kind of count how many I have on this group. In this group I have 36 and I have one lead. Out of these 36, if I select them all and I do it again, I have 38 and 2. Right? So this one is not one of the two. If I wanted to see these two leads, I could click on the label, and from selected or from all, in this case from all is the same, I could omit them, etc., etc., but I'm gonna select them, and I have these two. These two means Darnell, and these two means Latonya. Okay, so I have that, and from these two I only have one active client, as you can see. Not two. So if I do a tally, I need to click twice because I have to refresh, and then I have this. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing that I could do is click you know, the chart icon and see how many do I have and what is the percentage I have related to the total. What is the percentage I have? This one is 38, and 38.3% out of the 40 that I have total, and this is 2. So you can even click on it and have it in big, etc. You can do a lot of things. You can do a data analysis. You can see any of these charts related to other groups. These 3 groups of 20 each are part of the one-click groups. Then we have on the fly groups. On the fly group means, for example, that I can say, let's say that I select these 2 leads. Okay, I have these 2 leads, and I can add them here. Usually you're gonna delete first. You wanna delete first. Okay, you wanna delete first everything, but in this case I know that it's blank. So I'm gonna add them by clicking the plus sign. I could mark one by one. Obviously it's a time-consuming process if you have too many. So I'm gonna click plus, and I have these 2 marked here. And now let's say that I select active clients, right? And I'm gonna do the same. So what happens? What happens is that now the total group is 40, and I can select them all with one click. So I can click here, select all, actually 39, because in the 38 here there is one record in the leads. Actually there is one record. You see this one, that is an active client and a lead. Not real in life. I mean, because cannot be a client and a lead. Might be a lead for a different product or different service. So all of that is are possible, and I can select. So in this case it gave me 39. Okay, 39, you see 39, which is the total of the leads and the active clients. The to-do group actually works in a similar way. Obviously, before I go to the to-do group, you can also subtract from the group. So if for whatever reason you did not want people in Florida, you could select from the list people in Florida, and from these 39 actually, and then you could subtract those people. In the to-do group is similar to on the fly groups, except that you see you have 2 lines here that relate to the same thing. So for example, let's say that I put this 39 in this group. Just by clicking here I have the 39, pretty easy, right? But let's say that I intend to call people 5 at a time. I'm gonna do a telemarketing or something that we will talk in another video about the telemarketing. So I want to talk to 5 people and then rest a little bit or make some notes, etc., etc. So I can put the number that I want here and click next to do. So we have 39 here selected, so I'll click next to do, and now I have 5. I have the first 5, indeed, first 5 of that list. So let's say that I do whatever I want to do with them, either send them a text message or call them or something. Once I do that, once I do what I intend to do, I'm going to mark them as done. So this is to do and this is done. That's what is a to do group. So done, so I'm gonna mark these 5 as done. Okay, so now they're marked. Now I can click to select the next 5. You know that is the next because this one starts by Andrew, right? We are in the first record here, 1 out of 5, and the last one is Antoinette, and then the first one Andrew. So if I click next to do, you see I select the next 5 out of the initial group of 39. So at any moment you know your total group, the group that is done, and well, any number that you want to know. For example, if I want to go to the 39 group, I will click to do all. I have the 39. If I want to know how many I have done, it will be the D and then the 5. And if I want to know, well, what I need to do next is this one. Very powerful. The memorized groups as the name implies, is you memorize things. For example, I'm gonna click Add Modify, and I have a similar screen that the full find. So I'm gonna put here Florida context. Okay, so I'm gonna put the context, and I'm gonna put here Florida. It's memorized because it's gonna stay forever under this name. Okay, I'm not sure if I added a group right now. I think it did it automatically, to be honest. And of course, it has too many options to explain them all. You need to explore. This is extremely powerful stuff. What you can do even with other groups, etc. With one-click groups. You can do many things. You can have symbols that represent less than, equal, or a range of dates, or even if they are duplicates. There are too many things even to talk about. By the way, here we had some symbol that I needed to clear the fields, at least to do before. So I hope that it will work based on the selection. So I'm going to save the group, and you see we have now this but this is a selection of group that is going to be for Florida context. So because I define it that way in the query, so I'm going to click Go, and I can do from all or from selected. Well, not with or omit or extend. So the possibilities are endless, but I'm going to do the simple one, find from all. You see, and now I have selected 8, and if I go to the list, I'll see that all of them are from Florida. I could have done it here, etc. The difference is that this one I can have unlimited memorized groups of anything that I want to retrieve at any moment by clicking the Go, or I can delete this particular group. So these are the memorized groups, and then we have the agents groups that probably is a little bit complex for this simple training, but essentially you can assign it. You can assign it to any agent. In this case, there is only one agent, which is the agent. The agents will be handled in the here in the setup agent, where you will have the data of the agent. But in here, we go again and find the groups. I can assign it. In this case, there is only you can assign one contact or selected contacts. Can be to self. With one click, you're about to assign it. You say yes, because there are more than one. It's asking you to confirm with that code, and you can see that it's red because it's assigned to you, and it actually tells you in the tooltip who's the assignee. Then obviously you can find assigned even with a shortcut here for you. So let's say that you have selected all of them, and you want to find all the ones that have been assigned to you. Well, find assign from all. Boom. Now we have the 8. You can clear if you're doing certain things. You can clear done. So you have the assigned to you and the one that you have done. So this is ideal for somebody that is assigning maybe certain contacts to be work on in with a telemarketing or something, and then the person will be able to select them all just essentially with one click. And so there are many ways that you can use this thing. You're only limited by your imagination. So a little bit advanced, but very powerful stuff. In another video, we will talk about the user-defined groups, which essentially can be unlimited. But in this case, we're only talking about these 4 type of groups. actually 5 if we count this one, and that's enough for this video.